Do you think it's fair to say that Jesse James drank bourbon in this house?
Jesse James was a non-drinker, and I know that firsthand. None of them drank. None, mine or there's a picture of it in the hallway. She was like 81 when I was born. She was actually at the surrender. Two of her sisters married members of the James gang, so she stayed close to them through their entire life. And those two moved back to Kentucky. And Frank and Jesse visited often, as did Cole Younger and his brothers. She thought the world of all of them. And she said none of them drank. Frank James was actually a minister, preached at the New Salem Baptist Church right up the road a number of times. So they were, I guess they wanted to be armed and ready at every moment. My name's Bill Samuels, and I am retired from Maker's Mark after serving 36 years as president. I was the son of the founders, mother and father, who did the heavy lifting around here. And this house is very special to me because when I was a kid, I used to ride over on my bike, and I'd usually get a moon pie and an RC, and they'd point me back home. But the historic part of the house was not just the whiskey part and the family part, but it played a very significant role in officially ending the American Civil War. Kentuckians flocked to Missouri in the 1840s, 1850s, and when a border war was raging between Kansas and Missouri, a young man from Ohio, William Clark Quantrill, got a teaching certificate, went west, and ended up teaching a bunch of youngsters who would later become famous as the group that invented bank robbing. They started as guerrillas, and toward the end of the war, it was looking bad. They came to Kentucky just when my great-great-grandfather, who is my namesake, was elected and sworn in as the High Sheriff of Nelson County. That was important because two of the youngsters, Jesse and Frank James, their stepfather was Dr. Reuben Samuels, who was a cousin of my great-great-grandfather. And so they were looking for some relief. They were looking to get out of the war. Abraham Lincoln had decided guerrillas would not get pardoned, and they were going to go out on a slab. So they were looking for help. Family members organized to try and arrange a surrender. It was worked out. They voluntarily surrendered and were given paroles in the front yard of this house. And it was 3.5 months after Robert E. Lee surrendered at Appomattox. It was the final surrender of the American Civil War. And the pistol that was surrendered was given to Captain Young, who was the occupying Union officer. He in turn gave it to my great-great-aunt, who at the time was 6 years old. She was my first babysitter. She gave it to me before she died. So the firearm that officially recognized that final surrender is in the entry hall of the Samuels house, along with Frank James's pardon. And then after they got their pardons, they thought they were in. They rode home to Missouri only to find out that Missouri officials did not accept the pardons and started trying to round them up. That led to the formation of what we know as the infamous James Younger gang. In that gang, we had Jesse and Frank, who were cousins by marriage. Two of the other founding members of the James gang married daughters of Mr. Wilson Samuels, who had this house built in 1820. So here we were related to 4 members of the original James gang, who we all remember as inventing bank robbing in the country.
Hi, I'm Rob Samuels. 8th generation of the Samuels family involved with producing whiskey here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Today, I serve as Managing Director for the Maker's Mark Distillery, and I'm also the grandson of the founders of Maker's Mark. We invite you to be a part of celebrating and experiencing 240 years of whiskey making here in Kentucky by staying here at the Samuels House, our legacy home.